I just discovered that today and I have to share it with you. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse by Gottman. And it's really amazing. I listen each day almost to a different podcast. And today it was a podcast by Esther Perel. She's a relationship trainer, relationship coach, and a specialist. She's a psychotherapist, has amazing books about relationship. Like one book that I'm reading right now is Mating in Captivity. And just talking in a relationship about the four worst things that you can do in relationships and in relationships in general, and that you can avoid. And she mentioned the Four Horsemen by Gottman. And I want to share that with you right now. When I think about the conflicts or discussions that I had in my previous relationships and that I also have in my amazing relationship that I have right now, but we still have conflicts, then some things are, they're just really fitting like the fist on the eye. So it's also written here that for sure in the most successful relationships, there are conflicts, and there are these four horsemen that are coming up. And when you're able to recognize them and you know the antidote, then you can avoid them and get kind of the tension out of and kind of the fire out of it. So one of the horsemen is criticism, like verbal attacking personality or character. By the way, I got it on the page on the institute gottman.com. Just I think almost all knowledge is already outside, and I'm really humble enough to say that I don't know everything, and sometimes when I find something amazing, I share it with you also where I have it from. And so gentle startup, talk about your feelings using I statements and express a positive need. And I refer to it like when you grab yourself that you're most of the time in the criticizing room or criticizing window, then you really drag the relationship down. Okay, you create this negativity. Your partner doesn't want to hang out with you so much because constantly criticizing, and you really, it's a bad habit. And when you can bring yourself and catch yourself that you are in the criticizing window right now, and you can go back to the appreciation room and also use words like, I feel like that, I need that, or when you said I experienced it, or I felt like that, then this already takes really a lot of the charge out. The other one is contempt, attacking sense of self with an intent to insult or abuse. And in German, you call it like Überheblichkeit oder Verachtung. It's like you really feel yourself like you're way higher than the other one, and you want to put the other one down, and with negative comments and rolling the eyes and things like that. And the antidote is to build a culture of appreciation, remind yourself of your partner's positive qualities, and find gratitude for positive actions. It's the same like up in the criticizing part, kind of. Then defensiveness is also like when your partner shows you that there is something that you can maybe look into and reflect about it, or that there is something that he or she doesn't like. Maybe you caught yourself already that you immediately start to defend yourself because you feel attacked. You feel like, oh my God, they caught me. And especially I sense that behavior with people that are more on the perfectionism side, that are not able to really allow themselves to make mistakes, and that were like super perfect in school and university and in a job. And they're really not, because perfectionism is really it happens because you're afraid of making mistakes. You're afraid of losing. You're afraid to fucking it up. And especially for experts in the field of anesthesia, where I was working in hospitals, that's like most of the time these traits in these areas, because you shouldn't make any mistakes. And so people that are kind of having this qualities, they are in that field. But regarding relationship, it's really this victimizing yourself to ward off a perceived attack and reverse the blame. That no, it's not me, it's you. Like, reflect on yourself. No, don't reflect. I don't reflect. Reflect on yourself. Like, these people are really, and I don't take them out of the equation at that point, that sometimes it's easier to get confronted with something and it's easier to take it, and sometimes it's harder. And for sure, I defended myself also when I got something kind of thrown to the head lovingly, but for me it was like somebody was really throwing a stone like super hard. And And the antidote is to take responsibility, to accept your partner's perspective and offer an apology for any wrongdoing. And that's really amazing. The words of saying, I am sorry, okay? These 3 words are so healing and incredible, important for a relationship. When you acknowledge that you fucked it up and you can verbalize it and you really go to your partner and say, hey, I'm sorry that I reacted X, Y, Z. I'm sorry that I did like that. I'm sorry that I did this thing. I didn't think what kind of reaction it makes inside of you. Okay, so this saying I'm sorry is so important to take responsibility when you fuck it up. And the last rider of the horseman of the apocalypse is stonewalling, withdrawing to avoid conflict and convey disapproval, distance, and separation. It's written also in one text that I saw before that 80% of men are most of the time stonewalling, and it's like when they're already super overwhelmed with their emotions, they kind of really say, okay, it's enough, and they take themselves out of the equation, out of the room, out of the conflict, so that they don't freak out and say or do anything to really make it worse. And for women, it means then, for some women, it means then, hey, he doesn't want to talk about it. I'm not important to him. The relationship is not important to him. Why is it going away now? Okay. So that's the opposite side, how women are then receiving that stonewalling. So the antidote is physiological self-soothing. Take a break and spend the time doing something soothing and distracting. It is totally fine when your partner needs a break because he's right now in this emotional state, because you had a discussion, you had a fight, you had a conflict, and give him that time, give her that time, okay? When you do the stonewalling on purpose all the time because you want to avoid conflict, that's a different topic, okay? But when you need it to, because you know, okay, hey, there's something triggered right now, I know when I'm going now further, because you know yourself already that good, then it's not helping. So then you take a break and spend that time doing something soothing and distracting for yourself. Okay, guys, that's something that I wanted to share with you today. If you want to read further, go on Gottman.com and the 4 Horsemen and the Antidotes. Really nice article, and also the Esther Perel in general is amazing. Let me know what you think about it. Did you hear ever about the 4 Horsemen? What do you think about the topics itself? What do you think about the antidotes? Would be amazing to get your feedback and your comment about it. I wish you an amazing week, and we see us then next week again. All the best to you, and have an amazing evening, morning, or lunchtime whenever you see that video. Bye.